Detroit lose by 32 points in their 19th consecutive loss, their biggest loss of the season. I'm going to try my best to make sense of all of this misery.
Passing lane, Sky's a jam. Dynamite dunk and the crowd loves it.
Welcome back to Pistons Intellect. I'm your host, Jack Kelly. You can follow me on Twitter at Jack_Kelly_313. If you're feeling so kind, please hit that subscribe button. Please drop a comment below. Let me know how you're feeling. But for today's show, we are going to recap the Detroit Pistons 91-123 loss to the Orlando Magic. As I mentioned at the top of the show, 32 points is the Pistons' biggest margin of defeat so far this season, and it just so happens to coincide with their 19th consecutive loss, which is kind of fitting. After a couple of games of hope there against the Knicks and Cavs last weekend, or towards the end of last week, we are right back to where we were in just pure misery. Pistons play their second game for the week, and after falling short against the Grizzlies in a game they absolutely had to win, and it was a game they might have only had a shot to win before the end of this year. The Pistons come out tonight, and after starting 18-12 and things looking at least kind of positive, bench checks in, and yeah, I kind of feel like there's nothing else positive that happened. I do want to give a quick shout out actually to Killian Hayes. His past 4 games, I mean, he's looked good, as in the context of everything that's going on. I think he's been fine. He's had his 4th straight game in double figures, 4th straight game with 4 more assists. 3 of the 4 games, he shot well over 50%. He shot 64% tonight. I mean, look, for the struggles he's had, it feels like for the most part of this season, he's been shown a lot of growth and has been somewhat consistent, especially for his sort of, especially with the way his career's played out. Sorry, he's been, I guess, one positive. So I wanted to give him a shout out tonight because he was at 1 point leading the Pistons in both points and rebounds. So yeah, man, this game was over. Felt like it was over in the second quarter, but it was definitely over in the third. The Pistons are down by 30. I honestly can't count how many times the Magic just wrote, like, they'd honestly make 1 or 2 passes and they'd have an open dunk or layup at the rim. Like, it's really bad. And we all know that. Like, it's horrific, but it is like, there is no confidence. You can tell this team, it feels like they're entering games, and yes, like they've gotten out to multiple leads in the first quarter, in the first 5 minutes, and they've looked okay. But the second the other team gets in front, or the second the tide sort of turns and you can feel the other team making a run, like, they are done. And I think it's sort of time to have a conversation about Monty Williams. I said last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, that I'm holding out, I guess I was probably holding out hope. But once again tonight, after saying he's going to shorten the rotations in the post-game last game and get Jaden Ivey more involved, he proceeds to play 11 players in the first half. Like, he played 11 players last game. So he I'm not going to call him a liar, but that he made a false statement and said, last post game, we're going to shorten the rotation. This game, he plays the exact amount of same players in the first half. You can't even say, oh, the Pistons getting blown out. He put in, a couple of extra guys in the third and fourth quarter. No, he played 11 guys in the first half, and the game was there to be won. And particularly once those starters checked out the first quarter, and the Magic went on a run, he still proceeded to just play the bench, and as in, like, play 11 guys. And I can't defend that. Like, that's just, it's super frustrating. It is super frustrating. And I kind of kind of given up on any rotations working because it just feels like this is more of like these players have no confidence and it is just like they need a win so badly just to remind themselves that they can actually win a game because like their confidence is shot. Like, and look, Cade finished with 20 points tonight on 50% shooting, but I don't know, man. It just feels like when the game's there to be won, he's not entirely showing up, and I'm not bashing him, but it's just like he's getting a lot of buckets when the game's well and truly over. Like, so I can't, I gave Killian Hayes props because I don't hold Killian Hayes anywhere near on the level that I think Cade Cunningham can get to. So I'm not going to praise him for his performance tonight, or frankly, many of these performances in these games the Pistons lose by 20 points because when the game's there to be won, he's not really showing up. So he's a young player, and I believe he's going to be, an all-star player and potentially top 2, top 3 guy in a championship team. But yeah, I don't think you can deny he's not showing up. And I know the roster's not ideal, but if he's a number 1 pick and he is a guy, at some point you've got to step up, put this team on your back, and win a game. Like I know this team is bad, but like like this is the scary thing because like I just feel like, and this is horrible, bash me in the comments if you want, but I feel like if you have a guy on your team, someone who's like a dog, someone who's going to win you games down the stretch, and when this team eventually, if ever, gets to a point where they can even be a 500 team, like surely you win a game. Like I know with this process Sixers team I've been comparing the Pistons to, Joel Embiid, the second he came back, that Sixers team started winning games. As soon as he was able to get healthy in that 2016-17 season, go back and look it up. They were competitive and they were winning games the second he came back. So at least with the Sixers, as bad as that was, as soon as they got their franchise guy healthy and right, they were winning games. I can guarantee those rosters weren't great. So that's my thing with Cade right now. It's scaring me because maybe he's not Joel Embiid. I think it's pretty fair to say he's probably might not get to a Joel Embiid MVP status. Some people think he will. I hope I'm wrong. I don't know. I think it's very up for debate. But at some point, if he truly is a guy you are going to build your franchise and everything around, you got to win a game. So I'm not out on Cade. I've got plenty of faith in him still, but the longer this losing streak goes on, the more I'm looking at him and going, maybe he is not who we thought he was when we drafted him. And yes, you can make the roster better around him, but I don't know, man. That's the kind of thoughts that are going through my head. And I think that the roster clearly needs to be better around him, but he also needs to show he can, win games or keep the Pistons in games. Like 19-game losing streak is not all on the coach. It's not all on the roster. It is everything happening. Like it is on everyone. And so I'm getting frustrated, man, because I see you can blame every person deserves blame right now. Like this isn't as simple as making one adjustment here or there. Like in my opinion, and I've been one who said, just bring Stu off the bench and try different things. But that's just coming from me. I just think you need to try different things. And I was hopeful tonight Monty Williams was going to shorten that rotation, maybe play 9 guys or 8 guys and then feature a 9th guy, for 10 minutes or so. But no, we got the 11 guys again in the first half. And, look, Jaden Ivey in his first stint wasn't great. He came in around the 5-minute mark for Killian. One thing that disappointed me is that we still kind of haven't seen that 3-guard lineup. We saw it in the second half today, but the Pistons were down by 30 points. Since that Cleveland game, we have not seen the 3-guard lineup of Killian, Ivy, and Cade in the first half when the game's there to be won. And I don't get it because it actually showed positive results. Monty went to it and he tried to, you could see he had a lineup. The Pistons were down by 30, so you could see he was trying out something new here. He had Stu at the 5, Boyan at the 4, and then those 3 guards I just mentioned. And it's sort of hard to take away anything from that because the Pistons are down 30. But I am hoping he put that that unit out there because Marvin Bagley, who started tonight, may have injured his back. So it looks like maybe that's going to be the starting five for next game. But yeah, I don't know why you just don't try that tonight. But yeah, there's a stubbornness with Monty, which I mean, I was made aware of coming into the season, but I think we're seeing that stubbornness. He made some comments about analytics and how he doesn't really look into them and that before the season even started. And I might try and go find that interview, but someone filmed it on Twitter and just, yeah, he's not a big believer in analytics. And there's just something about him that's old school and stubborn. And I don't know, it just gives me a vibe that it's like he can't, it's like he doesn't want to admit any mistakes or something. Like it's just a stubbornness. And it's like, you know, like there's just things that are happening as well, like regards of lineups, like the amount of times I am seeing Pistons players come down the floor, not even make one pass and jack up a three, or Cade will make the initial pass or Killian one pass and they take a 3-point shot. And I mean, look, the game was over, but Asar Thompson tonight took like multiple of those threes where on the offense, Pistons swing the ball once, Asar jacked the three from above the break and just bricked it. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, this is where the Jaden Ivey thing just really gets under my skin. It's like, I love Asar and love what we're seeing, but like, he's out here jacking up threes above the break off one pass, no flow in the offense. Like, I don't care that you're down by 30 points. At least try and run some offense and get some chemistry. Like, what is going on? Just jacking up threes, like, just wasting all these minutes that, you can develop players in. Like, yeah. I mean, and yeah, but the Jaden Ivey thing, it just frustrates me because I know he played some minutes tonight, but throughout the season, like, he's been messed around beyond belief for certain things. And then, I'll be interested to see what happens with the start next game because as good as he's been tonight, I know they're down 30, but some of those shots were just atrocious. And they weren't shots at the end of the shot clock when the Pistons have swung the ball or like anything. Like I said, though, after one pass, just jacking up threes and bricking them. Like, it's just, I can't. Like, I'm watching this, my brain hurts. Like, I feel like I did not have a headache before I watched this game. I've had a headache. It is now, it's 6 p.m. here. The game would have finished at 1:30 p.m. It's now been 3.5 hours and I still have a headache. And I'm not like that's on me for watching this, but I'm just saying, like, this is hurting me to watch. And I think that's kind of where I want to end this on is like, I hope these videos are kind of helping people because, man, I'm getting very close to the point where I'm not sure I can keep like this isn't me complaining and saying poor me, but like I'm just being open and honest here because I feel like a lot of people in this, but like I'm not sure I can keep making content and even watching these games until something happens. Like until some move in the front office is made, a firing, anything, a trade. I don't know. Like something has to change because there's just like I can't keep coming on here and just like can't keep venting like this. Like as much as it's sort of a release for me, like I would honestly rather just almost not watch the games till there's a change because it's just like on repeat. Like the sad thing is like I don't even think we're seeing players develop, and that's one of the biggest issues. Is like all this losing. It's not like it was 2 seasons ago where, okay, they're developing. Even last season, like before the trade deadline, where like it was like it just feels like now it's this losing is killing everyone's confidence, and the coach doesn't really seem to know what to do. Like, I mean, just another thing on the side, and I don't know, I'm not going to go after any assistant coach in particular, but the amount of times I just see assistant coaches sitting there, not really getting up, saying anything, I'm just like, is there any unity going on right now? Like, just watch the assistant coaches and then watch other teams. And in the past seasons, as Pistons teams, like you would see assistant coaches jump up, calling out things like, I don't know, man, maybe I'm missing it, but I'm just seeing them sit there and I don't see a lot of positivity going on right now. So, yeah, that's the thing I've been observing. And yeah, I'm lost, man. I'm so lost. Like I actually, for me, so for people watching from in the US or outside of Australia, typically Pistons games will start for me at 11 a.m. So I'm normally at work Monday to Friday, but for in the US time zone, Friday night and Saturday night games, I can typically watch all of them start to finish live and take in all the action. So when the Pistons are playing on those days, I'm excited no matter what, no matter how bad the team is. It's like I can sit down, no distractions, watch the Pistons play. So I'm always excited. And then immediately tonight, tonight, whatever, against the Magic, you get 15, 20 minutes into the broadcast and it's just like my head hurts. And it's just sad. So I'm going to sort of wrap this up now because I'm not going to make this any longer than it needs to be. Disappointing game. I'd love for you guys to let me know, and like I'm being 100% honest. If these videos are helping you and you're enjoying them, please let me know in the comments. Please reach out to me on Twitter in my DMs or whatever at Jack_Kelly_3. And I'm not saying this just to pump myself up, but let me know if they're helping you because I'm like genuinely like I'm not sure how much I can keep watching this team play and jumping on here and just doing this until there's a move made because it just feels like almost bad content to me. So I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Like I said, the channel continues to grow. We just jumped over 400 subscribers on the last video. Like, to me, that's just been amazing growth. And I appreciate all of you who've hopped on board and supported the channel. But when did this team even play again? I used to know the schedule like the back of my hand, but where's my calendar? So the Pistons play again against the Indiana Pacers on Monday night. So who knows? They might win the in-season championship, NBA Cup, whatever it's called. We're 2 games away from tying the franchise record for losses. But I digress. I think I'll be back to recap the Pacers game Monday night. Let me know how you're feeling. But until then, go Pistons.